Hey there, and welcome. Thank you for tuning in on our podcast with Ororo and Nancy. Our mission is simple. We're answering the call on the building fear over the past few years to transform that energy towards fun. So let's have a conversation and go from fear to fun. Hello, Nancy.
Hello, Ororo.
We had a good pre-chat before this.
Yeah. Are we all talked out now?
Yeah, I mean, I've still got lots to say, but yeah, it's been a very interesting week.
Very interesting, to say the least.
Drinking plenty of water, as you advised. I'm actually been really, how can I say, looking at like my oracle cards. They're kind of keeping me grounded, especially today, about, going with the heart. It's like, we're absorbing that's not ours. So that's for me a lot of anger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff floating around. The energy is just huge, and the body's got to respond. We're being forced to release all the baggage, emotional baggage. Just release any anger, any fear, any sort, guilt, shame, blame, anything that might keep us in a kind of a negative emotional state where it lowers your frequency, where you feel down or depressed or not so kind of, don't even know how to put it in the words. It's kind of dull and down time, instead of, you need to actually lift yourself up by doing nicer things. And apparently the solar flares are huge. Well, I'm sleeping like a baby, 10 to 12 hours every night, which is really unusual for me. 4 or 5 hours is all I need, and I'm super active. But I wake up, look at that clock, say, oh, right, take a few deep breaths and I'm off again. So I think we just need to listen to our body and rest whenever you can. Don't feel guilty. I've had a few people reach out and say, why am I so tired? Why? Freaking out. And why? What is it? Is there something wrong? So they go into frenzy, which is even worse. And I always say, no, take a deep breath. Just focus on how you feel. Focus on your heart, on your...
Yes, definitely on your heart, because that was a big message. Yeah.
What does it say? What does your heart say?
Yeah, I think deep down we all know authentically what we want as individuals, but it's and not just like say yourself or myself, like everyone's in, I think, backed in a corner, and you have to either fight or flight kind of scenario. And I'm choosing to fight 100%, but I think it's just everyone in their own situation getting backed into a corner, whether that's mentally, physically, with work, family, everything. Like when we talked about before this started, just there's so many scenarios in my face, and I was just like, oh my effing God. Like, what?
Exactly.
Why?
Yeah, because people are still holding on to the old ways of living and working, and it's obvious they're not working for us anymore. Everything is changing, and we need to let it go. We need to just let the old go and do whatever it wants to do, and just create the new. I feel like I feel like a broken record. Just I think we need to create focus on creating better ways of living, focus on get to know your neighbours, get your friends, everybody, communicate with everyone in your community, your local shops, whatever it might be, your health practitioner. As you know, I'm more into the
naturopaths for me.
But they're not, to me, they're not alternative. They're the, like natural healers and osteopaths, chiropractors, naturopaths. To me, anybody who focuses more on the botanicals, on the natural ways of healing, whether it's energy healing or herbal healing, medicines, whatever, is a lot more natural. I don't believe in filling up my body with chemicals just to live from day to day. There are ways of really balancing your body, whether it's your blood pressure or cholesterol or whatever it might be, or filtering systems, whatever it might be. There's a way of balancing everything by being connected to your body at all times. I practice that all the time, and I think people just need to wake up a little bit more and let go, accept the fact that we are not going to live. I mean, really look around. Are the hospitals really providing the right service? Schools providing the right service? Education, health, banking, anything that we use to trading and exchanging goods and getting support, it's all changing. The way we support each other is changing. We just have to go with it, flow with it. Don't fight against it and try and fix it. You can't fix it.
Yeah, I know. That doesn't want to be fixed, or God help me, just doesn't want to help people in general. Just so yeah.
Just at a point in time where we have to realize that we are evolving, that humanity is evolving, the planet and everything's evolving, and we just need to take it as a natural process.
Yeah, definitely.
Go with the flow.
Yes, definitely. But I think for me, I think what's caught me off guard is that it's been continuous for a week. Like I've had my moments where I get angry and I'm like, okay, just like, I'll be fine in a couple of hours. I just need to let that go its natural course. But it's just like one after the other, and it's all week. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I really need to dramatically shift or just go with what my heart wants to do, really, which is none of this BS that we currently live in. Yeah, I think you and I have thought of that for years now, but I think it's just, it's now or never kind of situation,
Oh, necessary. Since the 21st was the last Monday, Monday? Yeah, Monday gone. And ever since then...
sleeping. Angry, sleepy.
I usually feel things before, and a few days before. It never really, nothing is ever black and white. You feel the energies before, and it depends on your level, how much of the stuff you release, how much work you've done. Some people have done more than others, but it is intense this week, and it was make or break. The time is that whatever it is, the energy saying, come on, get hold of yourself, choose how you want to live.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Because I remember messaging you something like, I felt something happen, the pitch changed really dramatically at some certain point at the night.
Oh, yes. A lot of people have experienced that.
That was crazy. Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do I feel so angry?
You have to let go of whatever's not working in our lives. Relationships, work, the food we eat, what we do, what we think. If it doesn't align with who you are, it has to go. So it's all being released.
Yeah.
Let go. It's pretty much the same story over and over and over. Stop stuffing stuff down. Speaking in general, which we've been doing that for years because that's how we've been taught to live. You know, you've got to suppress your emotions. Don't say how you feel. You know, you've got to protect your emotions, or you've got to stuff them down, and you've got to pretend, and you've got to manipulate your people around you, or be careful what you say because you might hurt someone's feelings. Well, excuse me, that's not how it works. I do not tiptoe through the tulips.
you do not, which I do love. Because you know, you can essentially say what you think without being rude. I think, you know, we're all smart and articulate enough to do that. Yeah, and it's fine tiptoeing sometimes, I think, is even more so rude because you just think you're undermining that person's ability to take what you say on board and not critically think about it. I don't know. But yeah. I did not tiptoe this week though. I just, I let people have it.
It had to
I had to. Yeah.
Because most people think that it's wrong to speak your mind and it's rude if you tell other people how you feel and that sort of stuff. Well, that's suppressing your own. That's not really being true to yourself or the other person, because you live in a pretend world. And your brain and your body and your overall energy field can only take so much pretending and so much unnecessary emotion, which really drags you down. Whereas the more energies, the solar flares just giving up more energy, whatever it is, electromagnetic surges coming through, our body needs to get adjusted to that. And this is bringing more light into our body, and the more light enters, the more of the other stuff needs to be released. And we can't live the way we used to live, and people need to toughen up and hear the truth sometimes, even though they don't like it. You be faced with the truth so you can grow and you be a better person for yourself and others. None of this, oh yeah, no, you got to say the right thing, or, you know, no, be careful. No, sorry. You got to be authentic in a nice, calm, compassionate way, and be clear with your communication, be clear with your boundaries, be clear with yourself and everybody around you, and everyone really benefits. I don't know about all this crap about, you know, judging people by the way they look or how much money they've got. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care if you miss world. If you're not a good person, sorry, you need to change. Only compassion and caring for one another is what matters. And not just one another, for the planet, for the animals, for life itself.
That's it. Like, I think we're all meant to benefit each other in some way or another. We all got special skills and passions and whatnot. So yeah, no, I totally agree. You know, you can flash whatever materialistic things that you may have, but I'm just like, at the end of the day, if you're a bit of an a-hole, like, you're not going to impress me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think just being authentic, I think, is the best and most attractive thing about anyone.
It is. It is. It's true. When you're true to yourself, everything, then you attract more people who like you. If you're forever lying, pretending, or trying to be a chameleon, changing from, oh, I got to be like this with one person, I've got to be this like this with another, you lose yourself. Who are you? You know, you can't. Pretending it's not our true nature. You need to be authentic, true to yourself, and it's so liberating. People don't realize how wonderful it is to be so one with yourself, and it's okay wherever you are in the moment wherever you are, whether you're sitting by yourself, whether you're sitting at a bus stop and with all this turmoil going around you, it doesn't matter where you are. The calm that you feel within is incredible, incredible. And you don't really allow, or you don't kind of, you have more power not to allow the external noise to affect you, throw you off balance. There are times when it does. I mean, we all live in this world. There are times when you're tired or just not in the mood. But most of the time when you're balanced, you've had your rest and you're eating well, not eating too much. It's another thing I think we've got to remember these days, not to eat too much, eat lightly, fasting more, sort of having longer periods between meals, or even if you have to eat regularly, just something that's light, easy to digest, and lots of fluids, whether it's herbal teas. I mean, I drink herbal teas all the time. Now that the weather's cooler, I'll be drinking more.
Oh, and I love soups. Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of ramen and all that, but even just like simple noodle soups and made something in the slow cooker. Yeah, just threw heaps of veggies and let all that simmer, and oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it is really.
Yeah.
This weather's amazing. It reminds me of winter. It's hardly any sun. It's kind of overcast and cloudy and rain.
It's kind of matching my mood. If I could be so bold to say, I think it's just matching my mood 100%. It just I need a bit of cleansing in the rain. Oof.
Well, it's true. We really collectively we control. I believe that we actually control everything around us, including the weather. If you've got a lot of emotions to release, well, you're more than likely to have a bit of a flood happening around you or in your house.
Oh, I'm scared the day is like thunderstorms and gust of wind. You look outside like, oh, Ororo is very angry.
Or you release them at other places, so it's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it is very reflective of my mood. But yeah, no, as we're talking, I'm getting really, I'm feeling lighter and happier.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. And there's birds chirping, so they're like, yeah, we got you.
I went for a walk on the beach yesterday, and the birds were incredible. I think they're doing a little performance for us. If you stop, I always stop and look at the birds, and they weren't, apart from seagulls, there were some other ones, I'm not sure. They were sort of black with a bit of white. I don't know if they were dark black cockies or whatever they were. But they're starting, the more you observe them, the more they want to communicate. They're getting closer and closer. They started putting on the show. They're doing this display of their wings and the tail, and they're opening up their feathers. And I thought, wow, who needs a TV? Great.
That's like it's a free show, free channel.
Yeah. Incredible. It's really, really good. Yeah, it's a bit of according to the few people around the place, the channelers and astrologers and everyone, because I do my own usual search and I've got my regular people that I follow. There's quite a bit happening in April, full on. I think Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces, conjunct, since they haven't been together at this degree for 166 years.
Oh, wow.
So I think around the 12th of April. So I would imagine there'll be a lot of...
That's a real lot of high energy. Jupiter, Neptune.
Yeah. What? Yeah, it's supposed to be good for us, but there's a lot of integrating, a lot of releasing, a lot of more movement forward, I think, with that. I don't think anybody really knows 100%. I think we just create it as we go along, but it does sound positive. The more you release, the more you become one with yourself. Life becomes easier.
Excuse me. Yeah. Oh, bless you. Yeah, because Jupiter's usually like a good well, it is a good sign, like a lucky sign. Neptune in Pisces is a lot of water, which is my
Yeah.
sign. I don't know, haven't really read into it too much, but just like from taking that, taking it from that. Because I always think, you know, that there's always kind of like, if I can boldly say, like a shitstorm, like, you know, before, great, well, good things are meant to come in, because we're meant to release the crap
Yeah.
before any good can come in.
Exactly. It's expansion in spirituality, and Pisces to do with spirituality and emotion, and I think anything to do with creative arts, if I remember rightly. I'm no astrologer, it's just what I hear from other people. And it's even, I think, affecting the seas, the water.
Well, it's a lot of flooding, unfortunately. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. It's starting to make a bit more sense as we're talking about it. Because unfortunately, I haven't really had time to stop. Just like, what is happening? Because it's literally been one thing after the other. And I think only today I've really had time to stop. It's like, I need to reflect what is happening.
It's very fast paced this week.
So fast.
Well, I think it'll get faster, actually. I think the time is just showing us that basically it doesn't exist. We can manipulate time, and as you know, when you're focusing on something you really enjoy, you could be doing it for hours, and it's gone like a couple of minutes, and you think, oh goodness, I've been at this 3 or 4 hours. I'm like that sometimes when I sit down and write something, and I'm right into it, into the topic, and it just goes on and on and on. 3 or 4 hours later, I think, oh, okay, but have a rest, and I think, wow, it only seems like a couple of minutes.
Yeah, you get into that flow. Yeah.
Because you're in the moment, you're so connected with yourself and with the energy, you're just charging, you can continuously charging yourself up because you're enjoying what you're doing. So you're not sitting there looking at the time, oh, look at this, I can't wait, you know, I've got to wait another hour, I've got to wait another few minutes, and you wear yourself down, you get really heavy. But when you enjoy something, it's just constant, full-on energy, just keeps boosting you all the time. It's amazing. So that's what this week's just flowing. Very very easy to be triggered, very triggering energy as well.
Yep, I'm a victim to that, and I'll admit it, but yeah, I'm learning from it.
Right. The triggers are our points of growth. The teachers, great teachers. Whenever you're triggered, you need to spend a bit of time with yourself, and this is what I do every time when, you know, something makes me angry or whatever. It's kind of it has, what's a word, created some kind of imbalance within. I go, okay, all right, what's this about? What needs to go? What do I need to release? Where are we at? And just by asking those questions, you find your answers, and then you just move on from there. It's when you resist it. It's like everything else. The more you resist, the more it persists, whatever it is.
I like that.
Even pain, you know, if you stub your toe and then you're there, oh, for God's sake. And you get annoyed by this pain and this and that. No, stop being annoyed with the pain, because the pain is telling you there's a reason why you were slowed down. What were you thinking before you kicked hurt yourself? What were you doing? What were you planning? What were you thinking? Go back to yourself and analyze the situation. And if we do this all the time, life becomes so much easier. We kind of manipulate the energy in a good way, in a positive way, and okay, this happened because I was thinking I should be doing this. So by hitting your toe, you say, no, you're not going this way, come back, try a different path. It's just constant flow of conversation with yourself. Amazing. You know, they used to say that people who talk to themselves are crazy.
Yeah. Then I'm like, man, yeah.
I talk to myself all the time.
Yeah.
Whatever they think. You need
Because you need to question yourself sometimes, I feel. I'm just like, what am I doing? Why do I do that?
Yeah, you need
And
to.
yeah, I totally get it. I have to admit, I used to think, oh, like they're crazy or whatever. But I'm like, if you actually just listen to what they're saying, you would think that's not too crazy yourself. Like sometimes, however you want to take it, it is, and you're like, oh, okay, that's concerning. But I think some people need to go through whatever they're going through.
Exactly.
And some people need calling out for help. So I think it's just like to listen rather than just kind of judge.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, because I've seen in my brief time on Earth so far a lot of people in pain, and it's amazing what your brain will do to what is it, to like normalize the situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, very much so. I've changed my viewpoints quite a bit talking to someone that someone would deem crazy. I'm just like, wow, you're just in a lot of pain and you're just trying to survive.
Yeah.
I think it's incredible, even though some of it leads to, a plethora of other, mental illness and stuff like that. But I think, yeah, the brain can do some amazing things to just kind of not break. Yeah, and people seem like, oh, you're crazy. I'm like, well, you just don't know what they went through, to be honest. And I think that's just a bit of an a-hole move without you fully understanding first.
It is really, because most people will judge another person lashing out instead of reading. We really need to start using different kind of communication and listen between words, between the lines, what is being said. Listen to them, maybe even look the other way or close your eyes for a second, because a lot of people got this thing about eye focus is so important. Well, I'm sorry, eye to eye contact is important at certain times, but there are times when you actually need to look away so you can feel the person's pain.
Oh, 100%.
Your eyes can fool you, because while you're looking at the person, we can't help it. That's just our human nature. We will look at the way, what they're wearing, their hair, and quite often your mind would just wander off into these boxes of judgment that we've been taught to. That's how things are, or been programmed to belong, without actually listening to the person and their behavior. Why are they screaming out? What are they calling out for? Why are they aggressive? Why are they blaming another person? Why are they behaving the way they're why are they behaving that way? Listen to their pain.
100%. And I think sometimes you don't even need to have an answer for them. I think they just want someone to listen. Like, for example, now I think about it, I call it like a bit of a funny encounter, even though I think the story behind it is sad. But like on my way to work, sometimes I run into this lady, and yeah, she just randomly came up to me one day and she was just like, well, I'm going to court today. And I said, oh, that's not good. Like, you okay? And she's just like, oh, like drugs and this and that, and domestic abuse and whatnot. And I said, oh, that's not cool at all. Like, I hope you get through it. And she was just like, well, yeah, but I'm silly and I'm gonna do it again. And I was just like, well, do you want to go back and do it again? She's like, not really. And I said, well, there you go. Like, if you keep doing it. And she was just like, yeah. And I just didn't know what to say after that. And I said, well, I hope you have a good day and you figure it out. She's just like, oh, thanks, love. And just like went on her own way. I'm like, I think she just wanted someone to listen, just say, look, I'm going to court, I'm stupid, and I know I'm going to do it again. And who am I to judge? Like, I can't fix your problem in 2 seconds, but
Right.
I listened. I didn't judge. I was just like, well, you know, silly Billy, but you know the consequences and you accept it. So I'm gonna let you do what you need to do.
And you planted a seed because you already said, well, do you really want
What
to? She can think about it. And do I really want to? Even though she's already got a belief that she's just going to go back to old habits and this
and
is just
do it again.
Do it
and
again.
I've run into her 3 times since then. And she always approaches me with the same conversation. And it's like, I just call it a funny encounter because I think every time, like the consecutive times, she beelines for me. We have the same conversation, but she just walks away a little bit like, maybe I just shouldn't. And I'm like, I think you shouldn't, but if you're going to do it again, we're going to come back to the same conversation. And she's just like, yeah. That you can, hopefully I can see like her mind ticking like, all right, I've run into this lady 3 times and I've gone back to court again and again. And I'm not judging her. It's just like a funny encounter. Like, I don't know what it is.
Is it always the same thing?
The same thing, yeah.
Same story, yeah. Well, she could be stuck in her own world and
in her own loop. Yeah.
She went 20, 30 years ago, whatever it was, but that's the point of her trauma, and she's probably stuck in it.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know, we kind of don't know if you don't know the person's story. And you know,
it's just, and I feel terrible because unfortunately she always catches me at a time where I'm like, yeah, I need to get to work. But I would genuinely love to, I think next time I see her, just be like, nah, work can stuff it for a little bit. Like, can I help you in any way? I think that's me. Just like, I think because she's been so repetitive, I'm like, I need to stop and just help. Like, I think I'm doing a disservice for myself and for her by just having this continuous funny interaction that I call it.
It must mean something.
Yeah, I mean, granted everything and, you know, how she may look and whatnot, like, I think she's lovely. Like, she seems like a bubbly person, but she's just in pain. Yeah.
Looking for direction in her life and going to the person. She's obviously sensed your energy, realized you're approachable, and came really close to find probably just needed a bit of your energy, because your energy is very strong, very, very strong, very compassionate, expands a long way, and people can sense that.
So thank you. Yeah, she did beeline for me. Like, I just made eye contact with her and she just went, you, and I went, hello. Hi. It's like, I'm going to court again. I said, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, like a broken record, poor thing. She probably got on the same theme. Groundhog Day, same thing. Oh, here we go again. Oh, I better get up and go to court. Who knows? I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe that's not true, but it's possible. This is why we need to really read between the lines, listen to the person and just be there for them. And half the time when people talk about things, doesn't work for everybody, of course, but most of the time when people are telling you about their problem, they're already working out their answers. They already know what to do just by releasing to whatever is within. But it may not work with everybody. If they're really stuck in their trauma, they may not be aware of it, and they just keep repeating the same cycle.
Yeah, I 100% bet you. Like, the next time I go to work at some point, I'll run into her and I'll be like, all right, I made a self-promise that I'm going to help you. Because I think,
Maybe you should ask, and how'd you go in court?
Yeah, just change it a little bit. Because it is the same dialogue. So I am going along with her narrative, and I think I need to change it. Yeah, true.
See what happens.
Because I simply don't like to change people. I don't think it's never been a desire. But
No,
I'd
not
like
up.
to help, like,
Yeah.
even if it's a simple conversation. Yeah.
It's not up to us to fix anyone or tell them what they should do, but to be there, to hold that energy and hold them in that compassionate energy while they're looking for their own answers. This is what, you know, keeps me going, is be there for people so they can heal themselves. But we can't fix anyone. We can't tell people what to do. We can't solve their problems, and it's not our responsibility.
Oh, definitely not. Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel people need to go through 100 loops of the same situation before it clicks, and they need that. Because I know I've done that. I do the same crap over and over again until one day I just go, no. And you need that accumulated knowledge from each loop of the utter crap that you go through, and just be like, yeah, that's not the way.
Yeah. When you finally wake up one day and say, hey, wait a minute, there's a pattern developing here, and I'm right in the middle of it. I'm the main actress. The main star here in this pattern. What the hell is going on? I've been there, don't you worry. I've been there a few times. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. The only common denominator in this is me.
Yes.
Change it. I have the power to change it. And that's the point where you, from then on, you can start releasing and healing and letting go of whatever you need to let go. But you need to recognize that it's you. You have the power to do whatever you want to do with your life. And if you can be there for other people, it's great. I often hold the space for people to do their own, you know, with counselling and everything. I need to hold that space for people to come to their own conclusions, their own healing. Slowly, that's what we need to do. It's not really creating dependencies or having answers for people, not at all. It's just guiding them so they can find their own answers in everything.
Yeah.
That's why I think we're just feels like at the moment, to me, the energy just feels so,
it's explosive. It's a lot.
I don't even know the word.
Yeah, in my head it's just like explosion.
It's like a sort of a calm before a storm. It's just like everything is culminating, and it's just sort of building, and it's just like, I don't know, we might have another big collective release maybe. I'm not really sure.
But I don't know if I'm ready, but I think I am ready. But I've just been transmuting a lot of energy.
Yeah.
I'm smashing so much water and having a lot of fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need those vitamins. The body's going through stuff.
Yeah.
And magnesium, because I am very tense.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Epsom salt baths are pretty good too.
I wish I had a bath. I don't have a bath, unfortunately, but I will.
Oh, I thought you had that.
No, not where I am at the moment, not where I'm living, but yeah, hopefully that situation will change very soon, putting out that to the universe, and we'll have a bath, and yeah, it'll be nice.
You don't have a bath, actually. I bought this beautiful tub. Sometimes you don't really want to have a bath, you just need to. I don't know what it was, a week or two ago, whatever it was, my body was cramping up, and I think when those first full-on energies in March, when it all started, I think the body's just trying to process it all, and there was a lot of cramping when I'd be in my calves, even after I walked on about 10-15 minutes, and sore soles of my feet. So I thought, oh, this would be good. I didn't have a bowl or a bucket deep enough. I thought sometimes it's just good to put your feet in there. And so I got this thing for $4. It's like a deep sort of bowl. You can use it for many things, and it's got handles on the side and a plastic thing. And you can soak your feet in there, and it will draw all the tension and everything out, and all the magnesium will quite possibly travel through your body, I would imagine. Why would it stop at your feet? You know, I reckon it's the way to detox half the time. It's much quicker if your whole body's immersed, but I don't think it really matters. Even just having your feet in
I didn't think of that actually.
feels so good.
Yeah. As soon as I can get one, I will be definitely doing that.
And the minute I did that, it just disappeared. It's just like I needed a bit of magnesium, needed to, you know, speed up that process of integration, whatever was going on. But it's very unusual for me to walk for 15 minutes and have sore muscles and calves and feet. It's just not
that's not you. Yeah, for sure. So so for the people that's still listening, I hope you're, I don't know, feeling lighter as we're going along. Yeah, we generally didn't have a theme in mind today, just like we felt some energy and we just wanted to have a light banter about it. But yeah, but I guess for you, Nancy, any advice in terms of like, say, any future energy shifts and like how to prepare for it, or anything you can give our viewers in mind?
Just to do the continual work on yourself, and especially when you're triggered, just to analyze why. You know, if you get angry, someone says something and they really upset you, you've got to work out, why am I angry about this? What's it showing me? Because obviously it's triggering something within you that needs to be changed. And just looking after yourself, and don't worry, everybody, the majority of the world is tired. It just wants to sleep and it doesn't want to be bothered and can't work out why. Quite a few people got heart palpitations again. I mean, you need to go to the doctor and have a checkup. That's, you know, that's entirely up to you. I'm not telling anybody what they should do. This is just what people are experiencing. It's just the whole body is kind of all our, everything's being heightened. Because the heart is electromagnetic anyway. It's the very large organ that's responsive to the electromagnetic energy, so it will throw us off balance and you might get a bit of heart palpitations or something going on there. Well, I always do the breath work, breathe, relax, go for a walk at the beach if you can, in the woods, in the bush, on the grass, in the park, wherever you live. Stay connected to nature and yourself. Eat lighter, drink more clear fluids, herbal teas, soups, whatever turns you on. And basically the same thing. We just got to keep doing this, because I don't know why, but I sense within that we are going to have another, it's like another collective release is building up. This is what I'm feeling. So
I'm feeling that too. And I think, yeah, hopefully this time it doesn't blindside me. But you know, if it does, it does. I think I'll be a bit quicker to be like, oh, I've experienced this. Just don't be so angry, because I think it's literally affected me in the sense like my like blood pressure went up.
Oh yeah.
The lady was like, the nurse was like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm just angry. I'll be fine. She was just like, oh, that's very self-aware. I'm like, yeah, it's not usually that high. It's just I'm going through a period of stuff.
Intense emotions which need to be released. Yeah, well, it's just telling us there's certain things that, yeah, it could be anything, could be related to anything. It's just that your your true core beliefs of who you are, where you want to be, what you want to do, doesn't always align with where we have to be at this moment. You know, either working or shopping or dealing with people may not align 100%, and we need to be able to integrate all of that and compromise with people. I don't believe in submissive behavior. I think we need to be very clear with our conversations and tell people exactly, if you feel something's not working and it's against your values, why on earth would you go and do it anyway to please another person? I do not understand that. To me, that's a no-no. Always go according to your own values and you can't go wrong. That's
as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. But yes, you can't go wrong.
Of course, yeah. You don't want to be rude, and sometimes you have to be a bit outspoken and speak your mind and say no or whatever you need to say. And
perfectly fine to say no to things. 100% believe in that. Oh,
yeah. Assertiveness, really. That's the word I was trying to look for. Assertiveness.
Yes.
Be assertive. Set those healthy boundaries. Say how you feel. And it'll work out. It has to. You get shown the path. You get shown why you were angry at the time. You will know.
Yeah.
It'll come up when you.
I think the answers will come, but yeah.
They do. All is well. Just enjoy the peace and calm and integrating all the everything as it flows through you. Let it go. Sleep when you can. I mean, if you can't sleep, if you don't have an opportunity, if you're at work or somewhere, even if you close your eyes, take a few deep, slow breaths, close your eyes, just as good as sleeping. It really re-energizes you very quickly.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm still doing my breath work in the morning. Yeah, just 10 minutes. And just because I feel like that's what I just need right now. Yeah, I'm not really structuring my breath work, just like, I've got 10 minutes and I think this will benefit me, so I'll do that. But yeah, I think it's just because, yeah, like I've said plenty of times today, just a lot of energy. And my response was anger, but not projecting that too much onto people who don't, I think, rightfully need to hear it. But yeah, I'm not going to hide the fact if I'm angry. There's no point.
Well, sometimes anger is good, as we discussed before in our previous podcast, and sometimes you need a little bit of anger to get the ball rolling, to get the stuff moving and happening,
and people to actually listen. Sometimes they just won't. They think, you know, like you said, if you're not assertive or a bit submissive, like, yeah, people will absolutely utilize that to manipulate you or walk all over you. And sometimes, yeah, asserting, like you said, being assertive, showing a bit of anger, you're just like, no, I'm not allowing that behavior, which was very much what I was saying the whole week. You know, I don't agree to that. I think not for myself, only for myself, but for the benefit of other people, I think it's wrong and you've made me angry.
Yeah.
Deal with the consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be done. It's got to be said. We all have to release, really. It's no ifs or buts about it. Everybody's got to do the work and release all fear. Nothing to fear, really. Don't have to worry about what other people think, or you don't have to measure yourself up to anybody else's standards. Nothing. All that's an illusion. It's all crap to keep us limited. No, you are a powerful being, and stay in your power. When you love yourself and you're powerful within, you can help other people as well. So
definitely. I couldn't have said it better myself, Nancy.
Okay.
Be your own best friend. And yeah, like the advice Nancy was saying earlier, like I'm also drinking plenty of water. And yeah, just do some breath work. I think that's very important. It does lower your blood pressure if you have high blood pressure. Definitely works. And yeah, I think, yeah, just be prepared and open for more energy shifts. And, you know, we'll, like right now, we'll get through
it. Just go with a focus. Really, basically, we need to focus on what we prefer, even more so these days, and just start creating how you want to live. It's just tiny
Yes.
little steps. Little steps, just tiny little step each day you take towards the lifestyle that you prefer. It's that simple. Really is simple. Life is simple. It's just that we've been taught to complicate it and create all these limitations and bondage and things hanging off our legs, arms. You've got the mortgage, you've got bills, you got that, you got that, you got all these payments, you got all this. What for? Do you really need all of that? You know, how much material do you need?
Yeah, no, selling the dream, right?
Yeah, exactly. We knew we're evolving into a lot more natural, you know, towards the natural state we're meant to be. And life is, it's already better. It may not seem like it if you're one of those people stuck to the TV and you're being drilled with negativity day in, day out. I'm sorry, but you see a different world than I do.
Yeah, definitely. That's not a bad thing, and I think it's just more, yeah, hopefully they move away from that fear-mongering crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get to your heart. What do you believe is true? What works for you and what doesn't?
Yeah, I think that wraps it up. Fancy Nancy. Thank you. I feel so much better. Yeah, hopefully you're still listening to the end. Thank you so much for staying. And yeah, hopefully you get a laugh out of it. Yeah, get enlightened a little bit. That's always our goal. And yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. That'll be amazing.
And move from fear to fun.
Yeah, like we always say. Thanks, Fancy Nancy.
Okay, catch you next time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to episode 9 of Fear to Fun. Hope it was enlightening as we just talked in general about the great energies that Nancy and I experienced, and hope you had a bit of laugh from it too. Please feel free to get in touch with us by exploring our links below, and feel free to like, share, and subscribe, as well as visit Nancy's website. Nancy has over 40 years experience in social services, including aged care and counselling. Again, thank you for listening. Light and love from both of us. Bye!